Everyone receives exactly the same amount of time each day, a democratic distribution that makes no distinction between the wealthy and the struggling, between the accomplished and the aimless. We all get 24 hours, no more, no less. Yet somehow, remarkably, some people manage to use those same 24 hours to build wealth, improve their health, expand their knowledge, and develop their strength, while others spend that identical allocation of time scrolling through social media feeds, learning trivial skills that provide momentary entertainment but no lasting value, and watching their days slip away without meaningful progress. The difference between these two groups has nothing to do with the amount of time available and everything to do with how that time is invested. This raises a simple but profoundly important question that everyone should ask themselves regularly. Are you spending your time making yourself better, or are you spending your time making someone else richer while you remain exactly where you started? When I reflect on my early years, and I mean my very earliest years when I was just beginning to understand how the world worked, I had essentially nothing that society typically values as assets. I had no money in my pocket, no influential connections who could open doors for me, and no impressive academic credentials that would make employers eager to hire me. I failed in school so many times that I began to wonder if failure was simply part of my identity, as if my name should have been Jack Fail Ma instead of Jack Ma. Despite all these disadvantages, I did possess one resource that was available to me in exactly the same quantity as it was available to everyone else, and that resource was time. I realized very early in my journey that if I didn't learn how to use my time wisely and strategically, I would remain poor indefinitely. The brutal truth that I discovered is that if you don't learn how to spend time improving yourself, developing new skills, and expanding your capabilities, you will always end up working for someone who did make that investment in themselves. Let me say that again because it's important enough to repeat and to really absorb. If you don't learn how to spend time improving yourself, you will always work for someone who does. Now, working for someone else is not inherently bad or shameful, and there's dignity in honest work regardless of your position. But if you want freedom in your life, if you want genuine growth rather than stagnation, if you want meaningful change rather than endless repetition of the same patterns, then you absolutely must learn to respect your time the way you respect money. Actually, you need to respect it more than money, because money has a quality that time does not possess. If you lose money, you can work hard and earn it back. You can save, you can invest, you can rebuild your financial resources. But once time is gone, it's gone forever. You cannot rewind your life. You can't press an undo button to get back wasted hours. You can't retrieve lost days. Life is not Microsoft Word where you can simply reverse your mistakes. Time flows in one direction only, and every moment that passes is a moment you will never get back. Many young people today express sentiments that reveal a fundamental misunderstanding about how success is built. They say things like, I need work-life balance, I need more rest, I need vacation time, I deserve to relax and enjoy myself. These statements always prompt me to ask a follow-up question. What exactly are you trying to balance? Are you balancing productivity with rest, or are you balancing poverty with laziness? When I was in my 20s and 30s, living through the years when most of my foundational success was being built, I didn't have balance in my life. What I had instead was urgency, a driving sense that every day mattered enormously and that I couldn't afford to waste time. Every single day, I would tell myself that if I didn't get better today, if I didn't learn something new or develop a new skill or make some kind of progress, I would remain stuck in my current circumstances. I understood that no one was coming to rescue me from my situation, that no magic fairy was going to drop money from the sky into my lap, that my only real weapon in the battle to improve my life was myself, specifically my mind, my skills, and my habits. Let me share an example that might sound amusing but contains a serious point. Imagine you're struggling financially, working a low-paying job and barely making ends meet, and you decide that you deserve a break from your difficult life. So you tell yourself that you're going to relax this weekend, maybe go out to clubs, spend time with friends, just having fun, and generally enjoy life because you've earned it. That sounds reasonable on the surface. But while you're doing that, consider what some of the world's most successful people are doing with their weekend. Jeff Bezos might be in his home office reading dense books about quantum computing and emerging technologies. Elon Musk is probably watching educational videos about rocket science and physics, absorbing information that will help him with his various ambitious projects. Oprah Winfrey could be interviewing psychologists about human behavior to deepen her understanding of what drives people. Do you see the pattern that's emerging here? You're partying and they're preparing. You're consuming entertainment and they're consuming knowledge. That fundamental difference in how time is used is exactly why they're billionaires and why someone in a less fortunate position might be sitting in a Starbucks looking for free Wi-Fi to use. Now, I'm not suggesting that you should never enjoy life or that having fun is somehow wrong or immoral. Enjoy your life, absolutely. Celebrate your victories. Take time to appreciate the good things you have. But here's the critical distinction. Don't over-celebrate an average life while you're still living it. Don't treat mediocrity as if it deserves the same celebration as genuine achievement. Work extremely hard now. Push yourself beyond what feels comfortable now so that you can rest properly later when you've actually built something worth protecting. Don't rest now and then suffer later when you realize you've wasted the years when you had the most energy and potential. The sequence matters enormously. Effort first, comfort later, not the reverse. Consider some uncomfortable questions that reveal whether you've built real value in your life or whether you're dependent on systems that could disappear. If your boss fired you today with no warning, could you survive financially? If Instagram or whatever social media platform your business depends on suddenly disappeared today, would your business still exist or would it vanish with the platform? If somehow your university degree was removed from your record, could you still bring value to the marketplace based purely on your skills and knowledge? These are the real questions that matter. School gave you a piece of paper, a certificate that says you completed certain requirements, but life doesn't actually care very much about certificates. Life cares about skills, about what you can actually do and create and contribute. If you genuinely know how to sell products or ideas or services, you will never be broke because people will always pay for effective salesmanship. If you know how to write clearly and persuasively, you will always find a way to earn money because communication is valuable. If you know how to think critically and solve problems, you will always be able to create value because businesses need people who can actually think rather than just follow instructions. Here's the genuinely good news that should excite anyone who feels trapped by their current circumstances. Skills are essentially free to learn in the modern world. YouTube contains thousands of hours of high-quality educational content on virtually any subject you could want to learn, and it costs nothing. Google provides access to information that previous generations would have considered miraculous, and it's free. Public libraries offer books and resources and quiet spaces to study, all completely free. Free online courses exist covering everything from basic skills to advanced topics. The only thing truly stopping you from learning and improving is Netflix and your relationship with TikTok and similar platforms that are specifically designed to capture and hold your attention without providing real value in return. Every time you say that you don't have time to learn something new or improve yourself, I would encourage you to check your screen time statistics on your phone. Look at how many hours you actually spent on various apps and activities. Don't lie to yourself about this. You're probably not as tired as you think you are. You're distracted. There's a huge difference. If you can commit to spending just 1 hour per day learning something genuinely new and valuable, something that builds skills rather than just provides entertainment, in 1 year, you will be smarter and more capable than 99% of your friends and peers. That's not an exaggeration. 1 focused hour per day compounds into extraordinary growth over a year. The world is moving forward at an incredibly fast pace right now, faster than any previous period in human history. Artificial intelligence is transforming entire industries. Blockchain technology is changing how we think about transactions and ownership. Robotics are automating tasks that humans have performed for centuries. Digital transformation is reshaping every aspect of business and communication. If you're not actively growing and learning and adapting, you're not standing still in some neutral position. You're actually falling behind. It's like standing on an escalator that's moving downward. If you just stand there doing nothing, you go down automatically. The only way to go up is to climb actively, to move deliberately against the downward pull, to take steps every single day, even if they're small steps and even if progress feels slow. One of my favorite principles that has guided me throughout my career is this idea that success is not really about making giant leaps forward. It's about taking small steps consistently every day. You don't need to read 50 books today or even this month. Just read 10 pages today and then 10 more tomorrow and keep that pattern going. You don't need to become a millionaire in 1 month through some miracle strategy. Just save $10 a day, invest it wisely, and let compound growth work over time. You don't need to be perfect at everything you try. try. Just be consistent. Show up every day and do the work even when you don't feel motivated. This next point is very important for anyone who wants to achieve real success rather than just dreaming about it. You want success and you want greatness in your life. Then you need to stop chasing excitement and start embracing boredom. The real magic in life, the transformative progress that actually changes your circumstances, happens when no one is watching, when there's no audience applauding, when you're alone doing work that feels repetitive and unglamorous. Do you think I became successful by doing exciting, dramatic things every single day? Absolutely not. Most of my success came from doing extremely boring things over and over again, writing emails that no one responded to, learning English vocabulary word by word by word, reading business books that were dense and difficult, practicing presentations in front of a mirror dozens of times. All of this was very boring, tedious work, but it was also very necessary work that built the foundation for everything that came later. If you can develop the discipline to do boring things consistently without needing constant entertainment or validation, your life will eventually become exciting because you'll have built something substantial. But if you only chase exciting things and avoid anything that feels tedious or repetitive, your life will ultimately become boring because you'll never build anything significant. That's a big difference that many people don't understand until it's too late. Some people will object at this point and say something like, "But I'm not a morning person. I can't wake up early. My brain doesn't work well in the mornings." Let me tell you something important. Success doesn't care whether you're a morning person or a night owl. Discipline doesn't care about your personal preferences or what feels comfortable to you. If you wake up every single day with no plan, no specific goals, no intention to learn something, you're just existing rather than truly living. You're drifting through your days rather than directing them toward any particular destination. I always tell young people that they need to wake up before their excuses do. If your excuse for not working hard typically wakes up at 8 in the morning, you better be awake and already working by 7:30. If your laziness starts talking to you at 9 o'clock, trying to convince you to take it easy today, shut it down at 8 o'clock before it gets started. Show your mind who's actually in control. You want a better life than the one you currently have. You must fight for it every single day. Success is not given to anyone as a gift. It's earned through habits, through sweat, through pain, through doing things that are difficult when you'd rather be comfortable. Look around at the people in your immediate social circle. Who are your friends and the people you spend the most time with? Are they talking about investments and opportunities, or are they only sharing gossip about other people? Are they discussing ideas that could improve your lives, or are they just complaining about how unfair everything is? Are they pushing you to grow and develop, or are they pulling you down into mediocrity because your success might make them feel bad about their own lack of progress? If your circle is not actively helping you grow, then your circle has become your cage, a limitation on your potential rather than a support system. Here's a useful trick for handling this situation. You don't have to be rude to people or cut them off dramatically. Just be busy with important things. When they say, "Let's hang out and waste some time together," you say, "Sorry, I'm busy learning Python programming." When they suggest going out for drinks, you respond with, "No thanks. I'm attending an educational webinar tonight." They will probably laugh at you now and think you're taking life too seriously. But in 5 years, when you've made real progress and they're still in the same place, they'll ask you how you became successful, and you'll be able to say, "Remember all those times I told you I was busy? That's how I did it." That's when they'll understand. Motivation is like taking a shower. You need it regularly. It feels good. It serves an important purpose, but it doesn't last very long. Discipline is completely different. Discipline is like a muscle that you build over time through repeated use, and once you've built it up, it stays strong and serves you reliably. Do you think I felt motivated every single day when I was first starting Alibaba? Absolutely not. I was frequently scared about whether the company would survive. I was confused about what strategies to pursue. I was broke and unsure how we would make payroll, but I had discipline. I woke up every day. I did the work that needed doing. I failed repeatedly, and then I repeated the entire process the next day and the day after that. Some people are constantly saying that they're waiting for the right time to start their journey towards success. They're waiting for conditions to be perfect before they begin. Let me tell you very clearly, the right time is now, today, this moment. There is no perfect time to start anything important. There's only today, and today is expensive because every day that passes is a day of your life that you'll never get back. Don't waste it waiting for some imaginary perfect moment that will never arrive. Try this mental exercise. Imagine your future self, the version of you that exists 5 years from now. In this vision, you're healthier than you are today, wealthier than you are now,